You guys enjoying that AC ASMR? For all my people out there watching who have no AC and only have a fan, you guys enjoying it? You guys gonna bask in the fantasy that maybe one day you'll get an AC so you won't have to burn alive in your fucking room? Yeah, I bet you are. Anyway, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be live reacting to Dommy Mommy Delusions, Why Men Crave Control. Right off the bat, I'm not quite sure what the whole thing is here, because, I mean, why men crave control? I mean, is the whole point of wanting a Dommy Mommy to, like, not have control? Am I tweaking? Am I tweaking, chat? I don't know. I'm not streaming. I don't know why I said chat. Anyway, let's get straight into this video. This is totally the first take. This totally isn't the third time I've tried to record this, by the way, totally.
It's no secret that dominant women, or as the more well-versed variety call them, Dommy Mommies, have become all the rave in modern culture, whether it be the constant insertion of them through media, or men getting exposure to women that look like they'll
kick my ass.
It's clear that dating a Dommy Mommy has become a modern male fantasy, but
It's hard to find. I'm totally not speaking from experience here, but I know that it's very hard to find. So I don't know what the point was. I kind of forgot.
But it wasn't always this way. Go back less than a century, and the majority of the stuff women do now would have given our forefathers strokes. Would have had to.
I think I know why this is. Why men want Dommy Mommies. This is like probably a far-fetched take, but I think as women become more masculine, men have also become more feminine, because it's been portrayed for a long time that being masculine and straight is like a bad thing as a man. So it's kind of like shifted our society, and now it's like, whereas before men were the dominant ones, they were the masculine ones, and women were the submissive and feminine ones, and now the lines have been blurred, and now they're kind of seeping into each other. And that's just my theory as to how that shit happens. But I could be wrong, and I probably am, but just something to think about.
Give them immediate attitude adjustments. But to understand how we ended up here, we gotta go back to the beginning. No, not that beginning. That's way too far back. Alright, that's more like it. So join me today as we uncover why we've entered into a Dommy Mommy era.
I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm just saying. Also, W intro. You guys should subscribe to this guy. He makes really good videos.
Stage 1, the good old days. Now, you might hear old heads reminisce about the quote-unquote good old days, when in reality, to put it in the simplest terms, we were in a patriarchy.
It's just nostalgia, honestly. Like, even I have a nostalgia for like the 2010s, because that's like when I was growing up. I'm 17, by the way, in 2025. I know, cringe. Wasn't born in the 2000s or the 80s. I know, real cringe. But I do have nostalgia for that time, and granted, it was a pretty great time to live. If I had to choose, if I got the option to choose, I would probably choose either the early 2000s or the 80s as to where I want to grow up, or what era I want to grow up, right? But I feel like 99.9% of the good old days card is just rose-tinted glasses. I know, crazy fucking take, but
Wait! I know what you're thinking. Trust me, I'm not one of those sissy liberal women you see on TikTok complaining about how we're currently in a patriarchy. That's up for y'all to debate. I'm simply...
okay. It's really annoying, because, like, hold on, okay. So, if we go back to, like, where was I?
I know what you're thinking. Trust me, I'm not one of those sissy...
This is hot. Am I the only one that thinks that she's hot? Like, her personality could be absolutely horrible, and it probably is, but, like, she's hot, so I don't know, man. I can fix her, guys.
Y'all to debate. I'm simply your Max Prestige light-skinned king. doing my job to educate my humble followers. But basically, all the countries on the planet in the 1900s were considered patriarchies. And if you don't know what a patriarchy is, then damn, what are you doing watching my content? Here's some cocomelon.
Okay, so if you don't, yeah, I mean, like, if you don't know what a patriarchy is, just look back to what feminists were complaining about back when I was growing up, and after, I mean, listen, you might get some brain rot. You might want to kill yourself after, and you know what? That's okay. It's well worth the risk to educate yourself. But uh, I am not holding myself liable, and I'm not paying for your therapy. But I do wish you good luck.
But a patriarchy is essentially when men are the ones in control of stuff. And that's usually the case in humans and nature and like everything, dude. Planets too. Honey, do you like my dress? And it mainly comes down to biology. Hate to
Okay, subscribe to this guy. He's actually really funny.
say it. Men are, on average, bigger and stronger than their female counterparts, typically playing more defensive and provider roles. Now, before I have people pulling references out they ass about female lions hunting or black widow spiders eating males, and how your absent father wasn't a provider until you made it into the NBA, baby. Men simply were just the biological providers and defenders. Not saying women couldn't do it, just on average, that's how it was. And
Yeah, because of it all starts back in the Ooga Booga times in the caveman era. The men would go and fucking like kill saber-toothed tigers to bring home to their family to eat raw, and the women would like collect berries and shit. I don't know. I wasn't around back then, so I honestly I have no fucking idea. But uh, that's just like that's just like where it started. And I mean, like we've had problems obviously, but we haven't really had a huge fucking like we haven't had problems to the point where we've considered like extreme societal restructuring. So it's just kind of stayed that way basically.
because of those things, that's where the whole idea of men go to work, wives stay home with babies came from. And the system worked, because it got us to the point where we're watching this video right now. Granted, if you ignore all the financial, domestic, child, and spousal abuse, it was a flawless system. Now, I learned while making this that there was this thing called the right of chastisement, which basically said it was okay for people in positions of authority to discipline someone to correct an action. So
Okay, this is completely unrelated. That this is what he just said is crazy, by the way. But there was this like back in like the medieval times. I think it was in like France or some shit. They would the way they would handle divorces instead of like in court. They would I fuck you not. They would put the husband and the wife in an arena. They would give the woman a weapon, and they would put the man in like a hole. So like his entire like lower area, so like his legs and crotch and shit's underground. So only his chest and everything above is above ground, and they would have them duke it out in the arena, and whoever won like kept like basically just won the divorce, which is kind of crazy. But there's a little history lesson for all you kids out there.
oh God forbid, that meatloaf is overcooked. Like, I'm not making this up. Women were literally considered their husband's property. And before some of y'all are like,
That's also where alimony law comes from. Alimony law, if you don't know, is basically like, uh, if you get divorced, you need to pay your wife money because you were married at one point. And the reason this all started is because this was back in this law was passed in like the 1900s or some shit like that. Um, it was passed basically because like women's whole like existence back then was like just to be a man's wife, and so if she was divorced, there just wasn't a whole lot she could do, and so the man had to pay alimonies, which I mean I guess kind of makes sense, but we just haven't gotten rid of it, and now it's just a strat for unemployed bitches to just divorce their husband for no fucking reason and then just get rich off of his labor, which you know, if you're a reasonable person, you automatically think that's stupid. So Here's another lesson for you there.
Like, these kind of sound like they were the good old days, actually. This is why you get no hoes. But times were changing. Men who were once giving old Gertrude the Chris Brown combo were now getting tossed into the slammer. And it was time for young Gertrude to turn this patriarchy into a less of a patriarchy. Stage 2.
Girl, let's go to the club and pop our pussy.
Now, the 1960s onward was when equality and all that stuff exploded. I'm sure you don't want a history lesson from a somewhat attractive, light-skinned man. But I'm gonna blitz through a lot of stuff so it'll help us transition to modern times. In 1965, the Black one got the Voting Rights Act, which basically meant you can't deny blacks the right to vote, which was happening a lot. And I guess the idea was, well, if we're giving the brown ones rights, we might as well just give them to everybody.
He does that accent way too well. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think he's had practice doing that accent before. I think he has experience doing that kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I think we need to investigate this guy.
This was also around the time second wave feminism took off. Equal pay, no gender discrimination, delete them fetuses, and women.
Okay, second wave feminism. Okay, first and second gen feminism were actually good. They were good. They made women equal to men, which, hot take here, but women and men should be equal. I know, guys, crazy take, but we've gone so far with the equality for all that now it's no longer equality. Now it's men or it's women over men. We've gone full fucking circle, but the other way around. And if you don't believe me, just look at divorce courts. 99.999% of divorce courts are heavily favoring women. That's not the only example, but that is the best example that I can give right now. I'm being sorry that I have to look it up for yourself.
Could open up bank accounts. Before, they needed men to co-sign for them. Then came sexual liberation. It's time to get freaky. Basically, the good old birth control pill came out in the 60s. Taboos were being broken cause before, women being sexual?
Boo, don't like it. But
Then it began being normalized that women could want, enjoy, and initiate freaky time. People talked about STDs and stuff more, and it was also when the gay movement started up. Basically, times were changing. Women don't need no man. Get that bag, girly. But because of these pushes towards equality, it also reshaped romantic dynamics. Instead of a man always providing for a family, well, now you could reverse those roles, and it would technically work out just fine. Emphasis on the word technically, cause if you know modern day, that should rarely be happening. But we're getting there. So we gotta talk about the modern day before we put the emphasis on Dommy Mommies. Stage 3. The internet hellscape. The modern age, and to be more frank, the internet has done irreversible damage to modern dating. I plan to talk about the issue as a whole in a separate video sometime soon. But
The issue with modern dating is people, mostly women, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it's mostly women doing this, but it is some men too. Mostly, so people are overestimating their value, and then they're like, so basically like a mid 4 will have their standards be set to, he needs to make 6 figures, be 6 foot, and have 6 inches, right? Meanwhile, they're over here looking like Jabba the Hutt. Now, you can have high standards, that's one thing, but you need to recognize the difference between standards and wants, because, like, for example, like, I want my standards are, you need to not be gigantically, enormously fat, and you need to be nice to me. Those are my standards, right? And then my wants are, I want you to be like, I want you to be pretty, I want you to have big titties and a nice ass. This video is getting age restricted, probably. Actually, it's definitely getting age restricted. I'm reacting to a video called Dommy Mommy Delusion. It's gonna get fucking age restricted. Point being that you can have standards, but your standards, you cannot blur the line between standards and ideal. You just can't, because if you do, then shit goes downhill.
Right now, I'm only focused on a logic behind Dommy Mommies. Alright, take the average man. For the last couple thousand years, he's been taught how to play chess. Meet a girl, be a gentleman, get a job, buy a house, and take care of your family and fucking despawn. Which,
Another thing ruining modern dating is the economy, but that's a whole different can of worms. But it's not just men and women being dumbasses. It's a lot more.
on paper, is a pretty foolproof system. Yeah, there might have been some shakeups here and there, a couple of depressions, maybe some nukes, hell, even some overcooked meatloaf. But fundamentally, a pretty simple timeline. Now, imagine you spent your life learning how to play chess, only for this big, brolic white man to come and smack the shit out of you, flip the table, and tell you it's Beyblade time, baby, while still teaching you how to play chess. Now, I structured that to be a really funny analogy, but that's essentially the world we live in now. Men are continuing to be taught the traditional ways on how to treat a woman, whilst women are no longer traditional women. And I know this is the usual dialect.
Okay, basically, isn't it boiled down to most simplified is another big problem is men are being told how to treat women, but women are not being told how to treat men. They're being told how to be treated. So, in other words, it's as simple as you can get, really.
Of that's used by incels. But trust me, I'm not one. I'm a Max Prestige light-skinned man who gets hoes. But women aren't being taught by their parents how to treat a man. They're being taught by society in
Not pre-watch, by the way.
general that they don't need a man to go to college and get that bag and to never settle. And like I said before, I'll talk about this stuff more in a later video. But the game has changed. Men are approaching women less frequently, and women are upset at the lack of.
Do you know why? Do you know why men are approaching women less? I will take any excuse I can get to shit on third wave feminism. It's third wave feminism and fourth wave feminism too. But dude, third wave BuzzFeed era feminism was so poisonous to just society as a whole. And women, this is for you too. The effects of third wave feminism have affected men and women both in horrible ways, and that is just it's really bad. It is really bad. Fourth wave feminism, I think actually are we still in third wave feminism? I don't fucking know, but because I'm stupid, duh. But yeah, third wave feminism bad. So yeah. So in conclusion, first and second wave feminism good. Third wave feminism bad.
Quote unquote good guy, which I can pinpoint 3 main reasons why this is happening. First one being the internet. Even though the internet is a brilliant invention, its power is in the hands of the wielder. You could either utilize it to learn how to start programming, or you could go to Judy Hopps' peanut butter fart art. And the sheer amount of negativity spread on the internet by both men and women is devastating to see, airing out all of their dirty laundry and stigmas onto.
Yeah, this is another thing, bro, is women and men will both do this where they'll just rant about what their partner did, or they'll rant it to about their friends. I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay, how about instead of saying this shit to me, you say that shit to them? I don't want to fucking hear it.
Impressionable mind has done nothing but divide people even more. Second is fear. I already know most of y'all thought of that one guy who says he's scared of women. But we're being for real and non-manipulative here. What do you stand to gain from approaching women in reality? Yeah, I got her number, or yeah, she wants to sleep with me now. But what if she says no? Now, I hope everyone here knows good.
The worst she can say is no is one of the biggest fucking lies another man will ever tell you. The worst she can say is ew. The worst she can do is falsely accuse you of rape. That's the worst thing you could do. You could simply approach a woman wanting to go on a date, maybe enjoy some time together, and as a consequence, your life is now ruined. That is the worst thing she can do. Or alternatively, which is it's not even not even as bad, even remotely, she can post you on social media and you'll get laughed at by a bunch of guys because guys and girls, maybe because you look like slightly below average. Yeah, it's a fucking vicious game out there, guys. It is really a scary game out there.
and well that the phrase, son, the worst she can say is no, is probably one of the biggest lies known to man.
Not pre-watched, I swear to God.
Sitting comfortably right next to the Epstein files not existing. Cause God is good if all she says is no thanks. Cause you could get clowned, hear an audible ugh, or worse, be labeled a creep. And with the advent of social media and how easy it is to blow up online, it don't take much for you to be labeled a creep all across the internet. It's especially bad if you're not conventionally attractive. And lastly, burnout. Now, believe it or not, most men start off as lover boys, wanting to find that one girl or a guy that they can spend the rest of their life with. But more often than not, they get their heart broken and in turn start breaking hearts.
Yeah, this is the cycle, basically. Essentially, this is the whole dating cycle. You have this is usually what happens is you have a guy or girl that starts out, like a lover boy, just wanting to find happiness in their life, right? And just wants to find someone. They find someone, that person ends up being a gigantic piece of shit. Then they get cheated on or heartbroken in some other way, and then they're left alone to sulk in their own sadness, and then they become pieces of shit themselves. And then the cycle continues where a guy will find the girl from before, and the cycle just repeats, and it's an infinite loop. I know this because it's happened to me before. I have fucked up in the past and become a piece of shit like my ex, and I hate myself to this day for it, because I talked to the girl that I fucked over later. I'm so thankful that she didn't end up like turning out to be a piece of shit like me, or like getting horribly devastated. I'm so thankful. But no, seriously, this cycle is real, and you guys need to just stop being disloyal pieces of shit. Moral of the story.
It's basically that one saying, hurt people hurt people. And that's all our dating landscape is now. Just a bunch of hurt people inflicting pain onto others, whether they're trying to or not. So you could either continue to play the game or just stop. Stop approaching people. Stop trying to build connections with others. Why even bother? You know how it's gonna end anyway, don't you? But wait! What's that light at the end of the tunnel? Aries! Give me a Dommy Mommy, and my life is yours. Stage 4. Dommy Mommy mentality. I need y'all to hear me on this, alright? I've done hours and hours of research, and I've determined that dominant women are without a doubt a foolproof solution to our current dating market.
I agree.
Scientifically, I'm not biased. First off, women get to be the breadwinners. Hell yeah, this is what they've been fighting for. I will gladly put on an apron and keep that damn house clean. If my wife is a six-figure earner, I'll even be rocking the elephant thong when she gets home.
I don't think this has anything to do with the boy wife shit. I think you just want to put on that thing. I'm not gonna lie. I think you have other things going on in your life that make you want to do this.
Next, it removes all the possible confusion from dating in general. No more mixed signals. No more second guessing. She says,
"You sit your f***ing ass down now and eat my pussy."
yes ma'am. Like if there happens to be any women watching this, guys don't usually get flirted with, and our tolerances are pretty high. So unless man is in a relationship or married, you could dead grab a handful of ass, and you got a 60-40 odds of him being back at your place within the hour. This doesn't work if you're ugly or obese. And lastly, dominant women are just so fine! Now, that could be due to media portrayal of them, but we've seen countless, and I mean countless, examples of women, in modern media mind you, have a more domineering personality when
Okay, this is unrelated, but can we please get Chainsaw Man Season 2? I know it's by Mappa, and Mappa has like 15 other peak animes they're working on, but like, please. What? I'm pretty sure the Chainsaw anime itself was made in like 2019. It's been 6 years. Please, I beg of you. While we're on the topic, another Devil May Cry 6. Please. I fucking need it. Maybe do like a prequel or something. I don't know. This has absolutely nothing to do with the video. I just wanted to rant because I'm a fucking nerd.
compared to their male counterparts. And men of this generation eat that up. Like, mommy, sorry, Mommy. Because there's honestly just something about a woman who's in control. And I don't mean my bitch ex-wife Janet telling me to take that damn garbage out. Man, this garbage stinks. So next time someone tries to shame you for being into Dommy Mommy's, lad, just remember, this isn't down bad behavior. It's called adaptive evolution. That's all I got though. Hope you guys enjoyed my
Okay, let's not get this restream. But that was a great video. Subscribe to him. His name is. How the fuck do you? Hold on. Xeno Husk. That's. I'll link his channel down below in this video. But yeah, subscribe to him. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video or agreed with something I had to say, drop a like. If you have any counterpoints, drop them in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching and peace.